Good morning, guys. Welcome to this little topic. Expect Ungrateful. I'm super excited to be here with you this morning because I know we live in turbulent times in the period of chaos, the post pandemic, and really the coming years. And I talk about it, and other people talk about it. If you look over the place, things need to settle a little bit, but that means we need to embrace the coming change. And a lot of things will come to the surface from yourself, the way you treat yourself, the way you carry yourself. And I can tell you one thing that I want to talk about today with you is expecting the ungrateful, expecting that people will not get you. 99% people won't get you, and even worse, and just before we go into the bad news, let me tell you, probably the most positive guy you know. A lot of people that are my peers, that are my friends or my mentors or whoever you know, they say, well, I probably have never seen a frown on this man's face. And let me tell you, I have built myself up over years. I haven't always been so positive. I used to be a depressed kid. I struggled. I even was at some point to commit a suicide because my parents were divorcing, and I grew up in this family where I thought my parents gonna be forever together. So, in this chaos and turbulent times, I really decided to step up and I decided to change my life. So, yeah, and that actually led me as well to start building real thing inside, which is really seek internal validation. And this is what I want to talk about. So just apologies if I glance at my notes a little bit, because I just want to give you really the gist of this topic. And we are on a journey. We are on a journey with ourselves. And Paulo Coelho, and I'm probably butchering his name now, he wrote the book Alchemist, talks about this journey a lot. So I think I read the book probably twice, and you remember this whole journey there. Definitely remind you to revisit that if you haven't, because we live in this age where a lot of people are looking at external validation. I see it on social media, and I've done it myself. When I was younger, I definitely see a switch the pace, just because as much as I'm a growth oriented guy and I say it everywhere I go, I know that I do it for the right reasons, and I'm now confident to say it also on a camera and to you guys, just because I have done so much pre-work in the last 2 decades or more, because I just struggled like everybody else. I struggled and I had my tough times, and I thought, well, I really need to improve and do better. But there was a period of my life, especially in my younger years, where I really, everything I did with maybe chasing girls or chasing titles, chasing behavior, or chasing people to validate my behavior, was just because I wanted to feel accepted, and I wanted to feel awesome, and I wanted to feel that other people care. But more I got into my career growth, more I got into meeting new people and building groups and all the cool stuff that you see out there, I figured people actually don't really care. And it's not just because we are bad people. We are, in general, I really believe we are good people, but it's just because people are focused on their own stuff, and you have to get that. And especially if you want to focus on your own journey and where you're going, you will be a lot of times on the lonely road where people just not gonna get it. They will nod their head, they say, yeah, I get it, but they will think something else. Or maybe even if they really appreciate you, for a while, they will move away because they just have other things. So start focusing on the right reasons. Start focusing on what really matters. Start seeking the internal validation, which sometimes is very dull and boring. And that's the hard part, because you will need to journal, you will need to meditate, you will need to talk to people, you will be frustrated for periods of time, and that is hard. It is hard for us to be frustrated. I know myself, I know you, and I know a lot of people I've met, and I've met so many people in my life like yourself, and still so many to go. You will be frustrated many times just because life is tough, and people, obstacles, careers, things change, plans are different. And Also, one thing really want to highlight here is you will need some type of guideline. And as much as I really support the journey, go and figure it out and try to figure out where you're standing. I encourage you to really embrace mentors, coaches, and have some, maybe even an app where you get reminded every day, okay, you need to journal, you need to meditate. Because like myself, I think I have a really good memory, but sometimes, life gets in the way and you forget that stuff. You just forget it. So this is what I want to remind you today. And I want to always treat these sessions very delicately because I know you have limited time. You're busy, just like myself, high performer. You're a hero. You want to make a difference in this world and your time is limited. So I just want to give you some really few points before we finish off. One is, please connect with somebody that you know, maybe in your peer group, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a mentor, maybe it's a group, because you need some guidance, and not just because you wouldn't do it yourself, but I figured that it's way easier to really reach out and ask people, hey, what do you think about this? It doesn't mean that you have to pay people. It can be just, hey, I admire you. Reach out, connect with people, and ask them for help. And you will be surprised. 99% of the time, people want to help. Yes, to you know, coming back to the first, they might not care, but they might still want to help you just because people want to help. If you don't know anybody, reach out to my friend Deborah Gemmel. She's on LinkedIn and she's a Thrive Wellness coach, amazing human being, and she coaches athletes, runway models, and all different type of people that actually you could really relate to. I definitely relate to them. And lastly, couple points to sum this up. So you have to be intentional with the internal validation. I know again, and I want to bring it back to Paulo Coelho, Alchemist book. Really, going on a journey is something that will change your life. Instead of flowing through life and hoping you end up somewhere, it's just like a ship. If you put it in the harbor, untie it, and let it just run, it will end up probably somewhere on a shore, totally different. But if you have a skilled captain, if you have somebody that actually steers the ship, it will go clearly. It will get to where it's supposed to go. Will it be easy? No. Will there be obstacles? Absolutely yes. Will you have to work hard? Absolutely. Second point, don't underestimate the power of going on, this journey with other people. I know I mentioned this before. I just want to bring it again back home. Don't forget that you are not alone. You have people in your life. Use it. Reach out. Ask them to, run ideas. Join masterminds. Different groups. And everything, as a third point, you do in your life should be and leading to increasing the life quality, yours, other people's, and also making a difference in this world. Because if we seek again external validation, it's shallow. It's like you're feeding a beast, and it will end up in a misery. I can tell you. I've been there. We've all been there. So stay awesome, because there is a delicate balance between enjoying life. Because think like everybody, and this is where I want to conclude slowly our session together. If you seek validation through alcohol, eating chocolate, binge watching Netflix, all these different things, know that when dopamine releases, it's a good thing. It makes you feel good. But the challenge there is, if you do it for the wrong reasons, just like I mentioned, alcohol, Netflix binge watching, whatever you do, and you don't really do the hard work and you just procrastinate instead, you will start going in a wrong path or in a different path, and suddenly you realize you cannot get anything done. So the last point that I want to bring back home for you, if you really want to see improvement in your life, be true and honest to yourself. So when you say you are gonna get something done, just do it. Get that workout done. Go for those singing lessons and really start focusing on what matters in life, which is really improving yourself and improving the life of others around you. So to conclude this, guys, radiate health. Make sure you defeat and mitigate diseases and lead a fit life, because when your life is in balance, when you're taking care of yourself, taking care of others, and improving their life quality, everything improves. So stay awesome and be legendary. Bye.